Oh, just a really quick update. Like I say, I'm going to be doing these once every now and then. I do believe actually it might have been a week already since I did my last video. If it hasn't, that's flown by. Um, but just want to address a couple of things. I did have a couple of emails saying that 100% um, risk on that lot size is a bit big from here to here, which is in normal terms of trading and your normal risk to reward management is a lot because you're used to following people that don't really know how to swing trade, and if they do, they like taking they don't capture on the big movements and they get stopped out a fair few times. Like I say, my win rate is around 90%, 80 to 90%. Normally, in the last year, it's been at about 90% rate because I literally only took 10 trades because it's the quality that I look for, not the quantity. And the quality of them trades, I took 10 trades and 9 of them won and 1 lost. And just to put into perspective of how the loss really made no difference, the current trade that we're already sat in on this pair, which is exactly why I trade exotic currency pairs, and I have learned and taught myself for 2 years how to capitalize on exotic currency pairs, on volatility. I don't hide from volatility. I embrace it. I constantly look and scout out for the most volatile, constant volatile and low liquidity. Fuck me, I can't speak. Pairs, because I know how to capitalize on that. And currently, this risk to reward ratio is at 9. Right, so there really isn't many people that can say their risk to reward ratio is at 9. Like I say, this trade yesterday, I think not yesterday, the other day. It's hard to say because obviously, like I say, I'm constantly sending out new re-entries and little bits. I don't really like re-entries. I feel like you can get stopped out on re-entries a lot more, and that's why they always say that trading isn't a get rich quick scheme, because you go for them re-entries because of one pure reason: you're going after that money. You're wanting that payout, the bigger amount of money. You're seeing how quickly it's moving. You want to capitalize on that, and the market will humble you every single time you attempt to do so. Every single time, it will take no prisoners every time you get greedy. So normally I like to just use a high amount depending on the risk to the first trade, and then when I am certain or it's halfway through the trade, I'll go for another one, or when it's very close to my stop loss, my new stop loss. For example, obviously we saw here my stop loss was pushed down. I pushed it down to the lower support. We were sat here. So when that market come in there, that would be a re-entry. This would be a re-entry because we are risking nothing, absolutely nothing. There is no risk on these trades at all, and you would have gained, I think that's like 300% on top of that trade. So just to put it into perspective of how much you would have earned on this trade, which close family and friends of mine, I have just on a new video put my contact detail if you do want to contact me, because obviously I've put no tags on any of these videos. So for you to find these videos, that means that you had to either click on my account through some of the commenting, or know of me personally, or some way, shape, or form, or you've dug it out from the depths of YouTube. You haven't just stumbled across it, isn't in your recommended, which to me is exactly how I learned to trade. As I was digging through and digging through and digging through, and I never really felt like I got rewarded for it. So this is really me just saying, if you do want to join on this, then feel free. I've now put my number down in the last video. I normally send them over WhatsApp and text message because, like I say, it's only really family and friends that I sort of do it to. Friends are friends as well, but it's sub 50 people that I send them out to, because, like I say, this is my strategy. I don't, like, I don't really want to just be giving handouts, but you guys, whoever is watching this video right now, has had to keep up to date with this and constantly search up my name, or you've seen a video and you think, oh, I wonder if he's put a new one on. You haven't just come across this and come up on your recommended video list. So this is why I am putting this out there, because to me, you are not just a normal Joey. You're not someone that I'm just giving freebies out. You are actively seeking to get better in the market, and which I can show you. Like I say, this sort of thing I don't really mind doing because the videos, I sort of do this when I haven't got nothing else going on. I just sort of throw them up there because I'm like, oh, I'm sat around for a couple of hours. I may as well just quickly make a video, and I only do one takes on these videos because obviously I'm not really that fussed. I haven't got to over explain much because you guys know what you're looking at anyway. You're not complete newbies. So really, like, when it comes down to like my close family and friends, obviously there's a charge. It's not as big as you're going to see on these other Instagram followers. It's nowhere near that. And I'm not going to say the price here because then you'll decide on that. If you're not, if like depending on the price, if you want it hard enough and you believe what you're seeing, that's when you'll know if you're willing to pay that sort of money. Because, for example, everyone, like I say, that was in this that I've sent on text message or via WhatsApp, depending on whatever they really want to do, because some of my family don't know how to work WhatsApp, they don't have it or they don't trust it. And some of them just prefer text message because I text them anyway. It's easy just to, halfway through the message, just drop down buy Usdzar now with your stop loss here. And like I say, I don't use hard stop losses. I draw the lines and I'll wait to see how price reacts to it. Because a lot of the time, price will come down, touch that stop loss, and shoot back off in the direction. That's market manipulation. It's banks trying to suss you out of where your stops are sat and take out your money and then continue moving that price in the right way. I don't really like to play that game. Call it, like a conspiracy. Call it paranoia. Call it what you want, but it's worked for me. And ever since I stopped doing major stop losses and started moving them into line breaks and chart lines, I've had like half my losses just completely gone. And this is why I always trade by this. But my family and friends got in at this point here, which I say I've put down into here just to show you 14.14. You say 14.16, but I caught it on them halfway guard on this first break. As soon as it come up, this spike, actually, I remember it very clearly, come down to about here and then it started to come back up again. As soon as it sort of sat around that EMA line for more than 40 minutes, that's when I called the shot, because you sort of know then that, I check my charts every hour. I want to make sure that candle is closed before I take that trade. But if it's only got 5 minutes left or 10 minutes left and it's sat up here, the odds are it's not going to fall all the way down there again, so you can sort of get an early entry in. But they got the entry on this trade here. And say you were using 1,000, because a lot of people you see on Instagram will sit there and they'll go, oh, look how much I've made. I've used 20,000, and it makes you get really excited. And then when you start using it puts bad habits into you, because you're already seeing them people getting that bigger money. You naturally want to chase that big money. So you start using higher lot sizes than you really should be using, and you lose and you get mad and you stop trading for a while. Then you come back to it and you ain't in the right mindset. You develop really bad habits. Also, it's just gloating on their behalf. So I always like to start little accounts when I show family and friends, just to get them out of that bad habit. There's nothing else for it. If they want to see my main account, they can see my main account when I think, or they believe that they are at to a point where they're not going to get, too emotionally involved with that and think, oh, I want that sort of money, because it doesn't come instantly. Like I say, I think last year I did 11 trades throughout the year. Some of these trades were like 1 month holds, some were 2 month holds, some were like 3 in a month. Okay, so these can change big, but these are big winners. They're not small, they're big winners. And you can get these re-entries in, quality over quantity. You could have 10 trades in a month, right? So you do 10 trades in a month and 4 or 5 of them fail. And them other ones that made money, they made good money, but they're not making massive money. They're not making huge money. It's not like sort of money where you can enter that trade and you can go out shopping, you can do whatever, and you don't have to worry of checking your phone, of waking up at night going, oh, I wonder how I've done. Like, am I losing money? Am I making money? You haven't got to constantly sit there watching it, because you just put your money on, you let it work for you. In a year's time, all of a sudden you're breaching over 400,000. It really is that simple. And for example, this first trade, like I say, they got in here. They are currently all sat at about £8,000 from £1,000. From £1,000 at the beginning of 2020, at £1,000, they are all sat at 8,000. And that's if they didn't buy on the re-entries when I asked them to. This is just a flat entry right from here, right to the top. We are currently sat at nearly £8,000. So then you think that you go 8,000, right? And say you didn't do no 8 re-entries, right? So that's 8,000 plus your original £1,000 investment. You'll say 8,000, right? So say all of a sudden we get the next sort of trade in and it comes at 8,000. You just earn 63,000 from down here to the top end of this trade. 63 grand off of £8,000 investment. Okay, you haven't, and that's one trade. There's no re-entries on that. No re-entries. Okay, so that's how quickly you can grow these accounts. So you're now sat at about £70,000. Okay, £70,000, and let's say 3-4 months ago you were at 1,000. 3-4 months ago you were at 1,000, or 3 months you're at £1,000. You're now sat at 70 grand. Okay, that's triple the UK average salary, at least. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so around 3 times the average UK salary you just earned in 3 months from £1,000. Okay, so then the first year, even though you'll probably be thinking this is really fast, and this is really good money, and it's kind of unbelievable, or this might be a bit of a breakthrough. They don't come that high. Even if you drop that down to 14.81, right? So you go 14, you're 8.1. So even off the 8,000, you would earn 26,000. Okay, so what ends up happening is, say we get another good trade and it comes up to this sort of point here. So we go 15.20. Let's just do 15.20, right? So you come up to 15.20. And you just earn, like I say a minute ago, you just earn Your current account you sat at 1,000 3 months ago. Your current account right now will be sat at between 40 and 60,000. Okay, so say your account sat at, oh no, let's go smack bang in the middle. You're sat at 50,000. You're going to use 20% of your 50,000. Okay, so that's £10,000. So you're going to now trade in at £10,000. Okay, that makes sense. So you're using 20%. Notice I've got a 90% win rate, so I don't use 20%. Sometimes I'll even use 40 or 50%, depending on how good the trade setup is. But say you're using, I don't know, you are using 40. Let's just say you got 50,000 in your account. You decide to trade with 20,000 on this. You've got a good run. You're happy with the leftover money. Even if you lose all of this 20,000, you're still happy that you're going to have 30 grand and you only started with 1,000 a week ago, right? So you start with 20,000 on that trade right now. You would have clocked in at £105,000, and this isn't all the way up here. Don't forget that's at 7.2 at the moment. So you would change this up to 7.2. You'd earn 157,000. Okay, so originally you're obviously at your other 50, so you're now saying over £210,000. £210,000 from £1,000 in 4 months ago. Okay, and then when you start getting into, the next year, because everyone thinks they're going to miss out on these big wins. These come all the time, all the time. But say this year you get all these big wins, and all of a sudden it goes a bit slow. Okay, so 12 months later you're at 550,000. Okay, and you've had a couple of little withdrawals of 50 grand here and there. You thought you'll treat yourself. You don't have to work anymore. You're going to take a yearly salary of whatever you earn now, and you're just going to have it off. You think it's fucking brilliant. Okay, so now you're sat at the end of the year with 550,000, and you've already withdrawn 100 grand. Okay, this sounds ridiculous, but I've just shown you the setups that I capture on, so it's not ridiculous. So it comes into next year, and you got 500,000. You think, actually, fuck it, I'm going to go big ballsy, and I'm going to trade for 100,000. You're reading that. £786,000 in 2 months. Over £500,000 in 2 months. Now, if you're clever enough, and I explain this, if you ask me on the one-to-one teaching, I'll show you that it's easier to then get that capital up to 200,000 or 300,000 and move it over to spread betting accounts. Okay, so the lot sizes can have to be, the margin accounts are very small. They don't let you have that much movement around, against you. Okay, so for example, they'll be like 50 to 1 or something else. So you can only use half your equity. So at 200,000, you can only trade with 100,000, and that'll be like at 100% of your margin. You'll be pushing it quite hard. So say you had 200,000, you're using 50,000. Like here, and we go into 50,000. On that account, you would have earned nearly 400 grand. And in the UK, that is non-taxable. Non-taxable. No tax to be acquired at all, unless you're after mortgages. But if you're earning this sort of money, you don't need that. You can buy everything that you want outright. And this is how people that have money, like myself and others, that are capitalising on it, and how they don't have to pay these massive amounts because you moved over to a spread betting. Okay, so in the UK, it comes under the HMRC. Spread betting is considered gambling. Okay, so they won't tax you on gambling, because if they tax you on gambling, you can claim against your losses. Now, what do most people that gamble do? They lose money. So why the hell are they ever going to want to tax you on that? They'll make it difficult for you, no doubt, but you get a good accountant and you can put the money through them. It's not a problem. And it really isn't. And this is what I try to push through, and this is what I try to teach people when they come into it, because they do think that these risks are massive. They start to panic. I mean, look, this is a really big run over the last, good couple of months. So like I say, this is a big run. But in that big run, I captured, say, for example, from here down to here, okay? And that's where I just took that other one that will come in at like 207,000. Okay, so this is still a big trade. And then from that trade, from there to there, and then from here down to here. So these are trades that are taken. So even though this looks like a big movement, you're missing out. You're not, because every time, say, you got in the sale here, and you get out here, and you re-enter here, and then you get out at this mark here with your stop loss up here, okay? Every time you've taken that trade, you're actually more beneficial than being on these big trades. And the reason that is because, say you have £1,000 and you get in that re-entry to that trade, right? And you 5,000, for example, off of that trade to that trade. The time is a lot smaller than what we're currently sat on. Okay, so you could do that in a month. So you're from 1,000 to 5,000. That's £6,000 in your overall capital right now. Okay, and this is going for 100%. Obviously, you wouldn't want to trade this way just for for example purposes. So you're now saying £6,000. You can get a re-entry in there. And say you wanted to go ridiculous. You went £6,000 as your re-entry, right? You come up to here. That 6,000 comes in at 25,000. Okay. So you're now sat at 31,000. You can get another re-entry in from here down to here. And all of a sudden, this little movement that you think has taken, they're only little ones, it's taken me ages. I want these big swings. I want to find these big swings. You've actually, through the same time that this one trade's gone on for, you've actually earned the same, if not more, because you haven't had to risk them re-entries, no losses. You haven't had to risk them losses coming in. You have had 100% win rates on them, or 90% win rates on them, with perfect entries, with more capital to spend on these entries. So I prefer these short trades, believe it or not. These trades are not my favorite. Okay, the reason this is shooting up so much is because it's an emerging currency. What this means is it is forever, it is looking to break out. But as you see, these sort of swings are not rare. Okay, so for example, if I take a square here, this is to get over people that get this trade in fear. Okay, so my stop loss is actually down here because this might come down. So this is to get over people and their trading fears. So they start thinking, I'm going to miss out. I'm going to miss out on these trades, so I'm going to trade big because I want to get these trades. It's going to be the trade. That trade happened before. Okay, half that trade, nearly the same amount of that trade when it topped at the top, happened again. Okay, you got another one, happened again. Another one up here, happened again. One here that it was even bigger, larger. Another one here, another one there. You got sell-offs that literally are tripling this size, this breakthrough. Okay, you've got more here. So a lot of people then would look at these charts and think, it's not as much. But you've got this whole one there, and look how small that looks. Look how small that looks in that bounce. That buy up there does not look like anything. That buy up is less than a month. It's less than 3 weeks. And that's a 900% growth on that initial lot size. This one here is nearly double. That's 1,800% growth. Okay, so you get this a lot. You get all these sort of bites. See this right now, all these little marks here, okay, look really small. And when you put it against this, you think, hang on, that is really small. They're not large at all. The reason for that is really because these buy ups here, these movements are so large that the trader view naturally compresses them. So if you could go more left to sort of blank that out, you'll see now that all of a sudden they're getting larger. And you can start to see now that their movements aren't actually as small as you originally thought. And as you can see, look, you're getting in there now. You got the same sort of size there. It's literally just down to the compression of how Trading View works. So you got another one there that's even larger. These trades come about; they're not rare. So you just got to get over the feeling that it needs to happen. So a lot of time as well, people will be thinking, I know this video is probably going on a little bit now. It doesn't say the time. 17 minutes. Okay, so it has really been going on. But for example, people will be thinking right now that this trade could come all the way up and I'm going to miss it. It's going to be the best trade of my life. The odds are, to be honest with you, that even if this market shoots as high as it possibly can, what we'll actually be looking at is that. Okay, so this could come up right now and then start to drop off. This could come up right to this top and then start to drop off, and we've got all these movements again to captivate on all the way down to the bottom. You're never missing out on a trade, so don't think that you're missing out on a trade just because you're seeing what you see in front of you. So like I say, the people that I've sent this out to, they got in on this trade. They are currently sat with tens of thousands of pounds, and they either one haven't checked and they don't know because I told them don't worry about it, you're in the clear. They've pulled it out, or they thought they knew better and they've not listened. They've gone, I'm going to pull all the money out. I think it's at its top, and they thought it was at its top up here because it started falling off, and all of a sudden they've missed out on all this buy up. And I've said, are you still in this? You want to get a re-entry? They get a re-entry up here, and they're like, I wish I kind of held on to it now. And it's just greed. It's something that everyone has to come over. But currently, my stop loss is sat here at 15.49. Okay, the reason for that is, as I've said previously, I'm trying to talk really fast now because I know that this is going to be a bit draggy for some of you because this is a really long video. If we've got the tips to at the bottom over the overbought region, and if you follow this round, one is here, and like I say, I always push it down to the lowest support, the last known support, which is at this boundary. So that was my first. And then I've got another one here, so which obviously I drop it all the way down to the last known, which is here. I am half expecting this market to come up. This is what I'm expecting for this market to come up to here. That's what I'm expecting because we've had a couple of bounces here. You can already see from first glance, big big rejection here. So often we've had a big rejection here and a close rejection, and as you can see, we are currently sort of touching that. So this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting this to now have it's had a really good run, really good bullish run. I'm expecting it to stop, come down, and then start to break down, which has been my new re-entry. This trade's gone on for a while. Like I say, it's a bit boring. I wish personally that I could get in on this trade and I could, I could end this trade and I can have re-entries and I could do this. But every time, like I say, it schooled me. I've thought about it and it's ended up schooling me. I'll say, if you are interested, just drop me a message. If you are learning a bit about these videos, then please do leave a comment or a like. It does help. Not like help me out, but it helps me know what you are finding helpful. Like I say, I always wish that I come across a video like this when I first started. It's really hard and there's a lot of right and wrongs. There's a lot of people out there to scam your money out. There's a lot of people teaching the wrong things. Sometimes it can be a really confusing way to trade when really it shouldn't be. It should be really simple. But it's all these gurus that are coming in now trying to take over the market because they're after some quick money by selling courses, by selling signals that don't work. So yeah, like I say, you can watch these if you want for free, but if you do want to get these perfect entries when I do it because you don't have time to catch up on this, or you're a bit worried that I might already entry it and then put a video up later on in the day or the next day, then just drop me a message on WhatsApp or my phone number. Just put 4x under it. I'm sure we can come to some conclusion, can work something out. Like I say, there will be a price on it because it's going to be taking things out of my time. Obviously, not all due respect to you guys, but obviously I've already done this. I'm earning good money now, and friends and family, they're used to it now, so they don't ask questions. For me to go take time out of my day just to answer some of your questions and be like, oh, okay, so what you're doing wrong is this, or blah, 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 or this is the new re-entry on here, you're going to hold it, and then for you to then message me, go, oh, I'm a little bit worried, should I hold it still? And I can go, no, yeah, hold it, and I can send over a little video explaining why I'm saying to hold it. That's why it comes at a cost, because it's taken my time out. And a lot of people say, like, oh, well, why do you say it for free? Because you're earning this money. Well, do you know what I mean? Why do Burger King not sell their food for free now? Because they made multi-millions. It's stupid. You're still going to pay for what you're after. If that was the case, everything in life would be free, and all of a sudden, everyone would be broke. So this is how we work it out. Right, brilliant. Thanks for the video. I am sorry that it's gone on so long. I mean, we're set at 20 minutes. This is ridiculous, but I hope it helps out. Yeah, drop me a message or anything if you're interested. If not, then just leave a like if you are like this, because like I say, I'm going to consistently just keep on uploading these just for you guys. It's a little niche market. That's why I don't put no tags. I don't want everyone jumping in on this. All right, cheers.